Well, good afternoon, you guys. It is Veterans Day, and we're celebrating all day long. We are at Any Lab Test now, off of Garfield, right near the Creative Clock. And Any Lab Test now is giving out free flags, and their flags have little cupcakes attached to them. And this is all just to honor veterans. So if you know a veteran and you want to come by and pick up a flag with a cupcake on it, you can deliver it to them as a gift to say thank you for serving our country. And Adam and Michael, we did one this morning at Chris Dental, and they're brothers. And so they said, you know what we want to do, Rick? You guys, we want to join. They're both clients of mine. So they both said, we want to do this for Veterans Day. It's just give people a flag and a cupcake to give to a veteran, or you can have it yourself and just share that out there and celebrate what the veterans have done for us. And so we're in this mall. That's where the Clockmakers Gallery. I always tell you the Creative Clock, but this is right next door. And this is Any Lab Test now. And they're doing a lot of vitamin D shots because there's some proof out there that vitamin D is, well, one, it's good for depression and the winters that we have here. But the other thing, it's very good for keeping your immune system. And there's some evidence that it can help you prevent you from getting COVID. And a lot of us would do just about anything to do that. So again, this is the Garfield station, right down from the Wetlands Brew Pub. And we are handing out American flags to say thank you to our veterans, and also they are attached to cupcakes. So that's Adam and Stephanie. So what are you guys doing this, Adam?
Well, just to celebrate Veterans Day, to show our appreciation.
Because there's a lot of people that people don't understand how many veterans we have in our community.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just our way of coming out and saying thank you and having a little bit of fun with it. Yeah.
I had a lady over at your brother's this morning, and she said, you know what I'm doing? I'm texting every veteran that I know and telling him thank you today. And I thought, that's a pretty creative idea, awesome. You know? Come up with a way. And I was telling people this morning, I go out on the street, and it's kind of hard the first time, but you see a veteran and you say, hey, thank you for what you did.
Yeah.
And they melt, you know?
Yeah, you know, I said that to a veteran last night. He said, don't tell me that, just buy me a drink. I said, okay, I can do that too.
Why is it important, you think, especially this year, maybe to be doing something like this?
Well, you know, unfortunately, our flag has been adopted by one political party, and I think that's a shame. I don't think our flag should be necessarily a symbol of any political party. It's a symbol of our country, our unity, and so yeah, I think it's a big deal, and I'm hoping that, you know, as this government transitions in the next few months, that our flag becomes something of pride rather than a political statement or stance.
So it's just your small way of doing this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thanks, Adam.
Yeah.
Chuck, you're too late. I got you.
Oh,
so I've been using your clock shop as that's where they're next to, because everybody knows your clock shop.
Well, we've been in business almost 45 years, and by default, we've become the largest, oldest clock retailer in the Northwest.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I mean, I'm alive serious.
So Veterans Day, why is this important?
Well, my dad was a disabled veteran, and so I grew up with a father that was physically handicapped, and I always had a soft spot in my heart for anybody that was injured. My brother was a Vietnam veteran. He came back in a few pieces. So veterans, people that die for us, they get all of us. It doesn't matter what political spectrum you're on either.
Do you think that's why it's kind of nice it fell right down when it did? Because the country's in still it's kind of an uproar trying to figure out what we're doing. And
well, we know what we're doing. It's just that we're not quite sure which direction we're going.
Well, thank you.
My pleasure. And when you actually had dark hair, not quite as stylish now. I see you're sort of avant-garde. But,
We're going to give him a big head.
I watched you when you went through your physical because I'm on the same track.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're a prostate cancer survivor.
Well, I'm not there yet, but my doctor keeps, with every test he's given me, he's determined to find cancer. So far, he's not.
So good. And you just hang in there because they don't know everything. You know what I mean?
Between biopsies and MRIs and cystoscopes, I met him yesterday, and I said, "Baby, I think we're done. The search is over."
Yeah.
To my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, no. And you guys, we got... Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. So, Fusion Burger, you guys, good day today, huh?
Good day, beautiful day, and I just want to say thank you to those men and women in uniform for their sacrifice for fight to protect our freedom in this great country. And my name is Sawada San. I'm the owner of the Fusion Burger on the corner right there, and we just recently opened. It's about 5.5 months. And we are locally owned and locally sourced and with a globally inspired flavor.
So tough time to just open a restaurant. You got to work hard, don't you?
Oh yeah, we have to work hard, to survive through this. But it's tough time for everybody, and hope we get over this soon. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so
and
much.
good. Yeah, welcome to the neighborhood too.
Yeah, thank you.
So, who's this young fella?
How old are you?
61. How old are you?
73.
Oh my God, that's good. It doesn't seem that old anymore.
I know, yeah.
So why is this important? Why is Veterans Day important?
So you're interviewing veterans?
Are you a veteran?
I am.
Thank you for your service.
4 years in Vietnam with the Navy.
So what does the flag mean to you?
Well, it's interesting, something to think about, you know. I think about World War II and all the veterans that, when you think of the boots on the ground and the guys flying the bombers and the guys driving the tanks, and where would the Nazis be without them? You know?
Do you think we forget about what it takes to be this country and you watch what's going on and you...
Yeah, I think there's a whole lot of historical relevance that people don't really know about or care about anymore, or give lip service to. You know? I mean, the people, veterans care about veterans, and maybe their spouses, but I don't know if anybody else does. That's the question. Yeah.
Well, I do. I thank you for what you did.
Yeah, I fixed radar on jets flying off the aircraft carriers. It was the Vietnam thing was completely different than World War II. That's for sure.
How did it change you, do you think? How did it change you?
Well, that's a good question. I was just a dumb, naive, innocent kid with no life experience at all when I signed up in 1967. And 4 years later, I had seen people get killed. I had watched people die. I traveled around Hong Kong and up and down Japan, all over the Philippines and Australia, and experienced other cultures. And came back with the sense that, hey, we're all human beings, no matter who we are or where we live or what we do. That's kind of an eye-opening and awakening experience, putting in 4 years in the military.
Well, thank you for talking to me, and thank you for what you did too. I think there are a lot of people out there that really do appreciate you more, and maybe this year a little bit more than in the past, because I think we understand what's at stake here, you know, with the world, and we want to make sure people are taken care of, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting, you know, because the new big great world power that's rising that wants to dominate everything is China. We'll have to
flags and see where that goes.
We should probably start listening to people in their 70s a little more, don't you think?
Well, I don't know. There are a lot of stupid people in their 70s too. But anyway, yeah.
Hey, thanks, my man. Thank you. No, you're welcome. So,
Thank you for sharing. Oh, right. This is my mom.
oh, hi, Mom. You guys, this is Mom.
And she. What? Put your mask on. Oh.
No, we just want to see who you are. Okay, so this is.
put lipstick on.
It's too. You already have it on. It's too late.
She buy for a cupcake and
Yes, I will do anything for a cupcake.
anyway, she has some nice things to say about Veterans Day. 'Cause it means a
Well,
lot
yeah,
to
she
her.
just now told me I did.
What about it?
It means a lot to me because of my dad and my father-in-law and some uncles who were in the service and the pride that they had in our country and how they passed that on to my sisters and me. My dad was overseas. He went there at 19. And I always remember him saying when he got on the plane, how he kept looking at the Statue of Liberty and it kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and then it was gone. And it was a very lonely feeling. So anyway, and the thing that I admired about my dad and my father-in-law, and talking about the war, they never disparaged him about those people on the other side. They were talked about the experiences that they never
red
talked
velvet
about
chocolate.
I had an uncle who lost a lot of money that it's all about respect and pride for what they have done for their country.
A different world.
A different world. And I have the very coolest map, an original map of my dad's journeys from Germany and France and St. Clair. In the armored division that he was in, and I made copies for my kids and my sisters so that we could all keep that.
Well, thank you for coming down and saying something.
Sophie said I could say this. I was so excited to hang my flag today. I know it was for Veterans Day and not that I should
Right. I think the flag got taken over by a party, and it wasn't. It's everybody's flag.
It is, yeah. So, anyway, so I think this is very cool, and the country needs more of it.
Well, thanks.
Children need to grow up learning this.
Did my mom throw politics into it?
A little bit.
All right. Well, do you want to go in and get your vitamin D shot?
So I need to get my shot. So what? Well, we could talk about that when we're in there.
Okay, I'm going to get a cupcake and go home.
Okay. Bye, Mom. It's nice meeting you.
I have a shot too.
So you guys,
Well, come in when you're
Any Lab Test now does over 8,000 different tests and injections and vitamin D shots and vitamin B12 shots, and they'll do your insulin. They can do anything just about. And they'll do blood tests, which we are going to do today, because I had my vitamin D level tested 6 months ago and it was really low. So I'm going to get my shot today.
Hang on, Rick, really quick before we go inside. I just wanted to give a shout out to Blue Ping in the parking lot here, because I told them today that they came over to get a cupcake and to say something, then they got customers. So, but anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out to them. They're in the parking lot here, and it's called Mood Ping, and it is really super delicious.
They're busy a lot.
They are super busy, and I love Thai food, and it's great. Like, they have delicious curries.
So while we're out here, so I can talk to you maskless, vitamin D, there's some really strong evidence that this can help you avoid COVID. It's not a cure, but immune systems are important.
Well, and so there aren't any proven studies yet. There's a lot of speculation and a lot of small studies that are being done. One of them is that the higher your vitamin D, the less chance that you are going to get COVID, or that you will battle COVID better if you have regular and higher levels of vitamin D. So they're continuing to do all sorts of studies. One of them came out today that I'll send the link and you can post it afterwards. But vitamin D is important for so many other things, but they're just really connecting the link between vitamin D and COVID. And then the other piece of vitamin D is that ethnic people tend to have lower levels of vitamin D, which they are connecting also that they have a higher percentage rate of people that have COVID. So there's just a lot of research that people should be doing. We do the vitamin D blood test here, and then we also do the injection. We won't do injections for people. We'll do one small injection, but then we have to have your labs before we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to go in and do that because I have had it done, so I know mine are really low. And you guys, the other thing it's good for is because this time of year, there's not a lot of vitamin D out there because there's not a lot of sunshine. Now, we do have a good day today, but normally there's not. And so your levels are probably going to naturally be low here in the Pacific Northwest. So,
And this is our new employee. So this is Angie.
hi, Angie. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so you're going to go give me my vitamin D shot, and then we're going to do a little blood test.
Actually, blood test first.
Yeah.
You're new, your blood test first.
Do the blood test first?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I'm going to give this to Stephanie because she's an expert at this.
Okay. So Angie is our new employee. And
Just
she...
don't touch that button.
Okay. So Angie is our phlebotomist here, but she also runs the clinic. So we're super excited to have her.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I've had lots of fun. So,
Don't ruin
Thank
my
you.
tattoo.
I'll try not to. So, we're
So
doing
Stephanie, you
vitamin-
can be talking because the mic's on you. So
Oh.
anything, they'll hear you. So you can tell kind of what about vitamin D or anything like that you want to do.
Okay. Yeah, and Angie wanted to know if you want your shot like in your left eyeball or your right eyeball. Right, Angie?
Yeah. No, we already talked about that. It's a hip. It's a hip thing.
Or your arm.
Or my arm.
Or your arm, yeah. And it doesn't hurt, just for people who are maybe a little bit nervous about getting a vitamin D shot. It doesn't hurt at all.
I've had it done. It doesn't hurt. And there's no like after.
Well, you cried a little bit, but you're kind of a baby.
I didn't either. Don't listen to her. She makes things up. In case you don't know, I know you're new working for her.
Yeah, I just started here about 2 weeks now. Time's going by so fast. Let's see. You do okay with blood draws? You have a lot of tattoos, so I'm assuming you do.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
So Stephanie, kind of explain again. To me
Well, yeah, so right now she's going, I'm going to come back over here for this angle. So right now what she's going to do is a simple blood test to get her vitamin D checked.
Oh,
So we're going to check your levels. That way you can know how to treat where your levels are at. So you can put yourself on a treatment program of supplements if you want. You don't have to do injections here.
why are injections better, do you think?
You know, that's speculative, but people
just-
say that it gets into your system faster, but
So it's just another way to do it.
it's just another way to do it. Yeah. I mean, some people think that it's more effective and some people think that it isn't. I mean, you have to do your own research on what's the best plan for you. But we just had somebody come in here that had their vitamin D tested and they had not been feeling well. They've been feeling really sick, and we just threw that out there, just like, hey, you should get it checked. And theirs was 9. Their level was 9,
What's
which
normal?
the lower end of, if you want to be in good ranges, it's like around 30. So that's super, super, super low, which can impact you in so many ways: depression, anxiety, all kinds of things.
It's a hard time of year in Oregon. I mean, or the Northwest.
Yeah, I mean, most of the doctors that we talk to say that they rarely ever have people that have really good high levels of vitamin D unless they're already supplementing.
So she just did a shot in my arm. Is that easy?
So that was it. Whatever you want, wherever you want.
Fine.
Yeah, I mean,
That way I don't have to.
that way you can just sit here.
Because otherwise I have to bear my, you know.
Oh, you know you like it.
same on your upper arm.
Oh. So.
Oh, now see, he just said that because he wants to take his shirt off.
Yeah, do I have some music or something that goes on here?
Da-na-na-na-na. No, I'm just kidding. This has to be appropriate. So, Rick, what will happen is we'll give you this one injection today. And we know that your vitamin D levels are low because you had yours checked here quite a while ago. And you haven't been supplementing since then, which I don't know why you haven't
My
been.
wife was just yelling at me going, Rick, you should be taking these. I've got these vitamin D shots.
So let me ask you a question. Since we've been talking to you about this so much, and we've talked to you about how important it is, especially with the new information about COVID, let me just ask you, why have you not been an advocate for your own vitamin D levels, knowing how it impacts
I
you?
feel like I'm being put on the spot.
But this could
No, I
get
know.
people to really think, like, why am I not paying attention to this?
Right. No, I think it's just, you think you're invincible, and, and I should be doing it just me for my mood, for depression and stuff, because I struggle with that this time of year, kind of. You know?
Yeah,
So I really should be doing it for that purpose, too.
yeah, you really
So, yeah,
should.
So now that I've got my shot,
So-
especially when I get my results,
Yeah,
then I should...
no more excuses. You've gotten your warning.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Angie.
You're welcome.
All right. So I'm going to
Okay.
take this, turn it around, and so you guys, obviously normally when you come in here, we do mask up and that kind of thing, but Stephanie and I, for our visual, so you can't hear anything I'm saying when I have my mask on. And obviously our young lady here who's taking my blood does have her mask on. So when you come in, everybody is masked and wearing that to protection. You do have to stay 6 feet apart from people. We don't mask when we're doing this just because we want to be able to, so you can hear us and understand. Otherwise it comes out like this and you really don't hear what we're doing. Stephanie, thank you.
Yeah.
And again, they'll be here till 4 o'clock, so another hour if you want to pick up a flag and a cupcake for somebody. The leftovers, they're going to take down to the mission, so that there's a lot of veterans down there. So tips that we've heard today, you know, if you see somebody and you know that they're a veteran, thank them. And I know it's a little weird the first time, but just thank them for what they
You know
did.
what was really sweet is when we were standing out there today,
Hold on.
that man that you were interviewing, which I didn't get to hear the interview because I was talking to somebody else, but it was really sweet. I walked over to his wife and handed her a cupcake, and she was like, "Why are you guys doing this?" You know, and I just said, you know, well, you know, we just really wanted to honor veterans or whatever, and she started crying, and she was just like, "This is just really special."
Yeah.
Like it just really touched her that, you know, and I think that we should on a daily basis be really aware of these veterans and what they've gone through for our country, and not be afraid to support our country with our American flag, because to me it has nothing to do with who I vote for or what party I would prefer to lean towards. And the American flag to me is about this country and all of us currently that are in it and that have served in it before. And I think that Veterans Day, it's a good timing to bring that back. That should be important to us as Americans.
Right.
You know,
It should be a unity.
it should be a unity. It shouldn't be decided by Democrat or Republican. Neither one of them own the flag. The flag belongs to all of us Americans. And I think we've lost that, and it's upsetting.
So again, you guys, we're at Any Lab Test now. Over 8,000 different lab works. They do not take insurance, but what I do is I have an HSA, and I can get my lab work done here more efficiently, and I don't have to go to the doctor and spend more money because I can come in here and just get what I need to get done. So that's what we do. Share this on your page. Let other people know. Also thank a veteran. And I'm Rick Dancer. We'll be back with more. And if you don't know what your vitamin D levels are, do what I just did. Come in, get a blood test, get it tested, and then you can choose how you want to do that with supplements or with vaccinate or a shot, or it's an injection.
An injection. And do your own research on vitamin D.
Yeah.
You know, get to your computer and start looking things up and start seeing what low levels might mean for you, and then start supplementing.
All right. Thanks, Stephanie.
Thanks.
All right, you guys. See you later.